Live at Onigashima. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Jimmy, and today we got The Birth of Loki, chapter 1153, coming in with another boring cover story. It's just Yamato meeting more people on Wano. Again, don't really care. We can just move on.
Honestly, we should just skip these until like something happens. So we get into it. We're with Dory and Brogy as little kids. We find out like the whole backstory of King Harald, and he's like kind of an asshole, but then he comes around because he meets this girl who's a giant that like changes his ways, and you know it's a nice little like story like for King Harald. I think we've kind of come to find out that like he's not like this kind of confirms to me that he doesn't have like some evil tyrannical plan all along, and like
it wasn't like the world government like kind of making him think like, oh, you should do this. He kind of fell into this on his own because of this girl that he met. And one of the other things I thought was really interesting about her is she mentioned, she was like, all you Elbaf people are savages, making us giants look bad. And we had talked about it before, like Saul was from a different tribe also. Right. And we didn't know from where. So there are other giant tribes, and I wonder why we don't see as many giants then, honestly, because you would think if there's other tribes of them, we would see a lot more of them just in general. But really the only ones we really see are from Elbaf besides Saul and this girl, which I forgot her name already.
Is probably because they kind of like get enslaved a lot, or like they get abused because of how big they are. I mean, we see it here with her, like they're kind of, I mean, I know that they gave her like food and shelter and all that, but like, you know, the giants that the world government brings in is always like for militant purposes and stuff. So like that might be one of the reasons why we just like don't see as much of them, because there might not be as much of them.
They're just like in hiding or something. They're going extinct.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, but you can clearly see they get along with other people, and these are like the demon ones, because you could see she has the horns also, so she's part of like the demon Oni tribe.
Is she?
So
no,
yeah, she has the horns, unless those are fake horns actually, because they might be. Actually, no, looking at other pictures here, I think those were fake horns that they just used for the act.
yeah, those are fake. No, because later on we find out that she's not pure blood. Right, so because like, and then he has Hyrudine with her as his first child, but then they're like, we're not gonna recognize your marriage, we suck, and he's like, damn it, and he goes, and he gets married.
He goes, all right, I guess I'm getting rid of her, and then he just goes and finds another wife.
Like what the heck? And then you know you have this like more I guess she's like a pure blood person, Estrid, and then they have Loki together. One thing that I thought was funny, or I guess just like interesting to point out, is that Loki and Harald kind of have this in common, where like this girl Ida that Harald marries is like not the conventional like One Piece girl. Like she looks a little more quirky, just like Lola, which is who Loki fell in love with. So I thought that was like funny. Like it's just like father like son kind of thing. But anyways, so then they have Loki, and it's pretty fucked up, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's a little fugly, but that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to live. And honestly, like this backstory more than anything just made me feel really bad for Loki.
Yeah.
Because like I figured that would happen, but holy crap, being rejected by your mother, then even making like at fucking zero, like less than like 3 hours old.
Yeah.
He's climbing a mountain. Like the strength feats are crazy on this kid.
It is kind of nuts. Like you got to think like this is gonna be. Like, if you're underrating Loki before, if he's doing this at, like, hours old, then, like...
not even, like days old, hours old.
Then, like, yeah. I mean, he's the child of prophecy, and, like, we see later on I guess Loki's curse.
Child of prophecy, I guess, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, and then the prophecy comes true that he, like, survives and, like, kills Harald later and all this stuff.
Well, one of the other things about that is, so like he is like the prophecy is that he kills Harald, but I'm thinking more and more that it's for a good reason, because it reminds me of the prophecy from like Fishman Island, where a man with the straw hat is supposed to destroy the city, and then he doesn't actually do that, but everyone's thinking that it'll come true later, but he's gonna destroy it to free them also and bring them to the surface world. So it's probably something like that with Loki here, where it's like, yeah, he was actually the one that killed King Harald, but it was for like a good reason, and I think that's what we're gonna get here, like throughout this backstory.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we'll see how it like progresses. One thing I kind of wanted to talk about was just like his eyes in general. Like, I mean, he could just be ugly, right? And like, it could just be that. But I feel like, you know, the eyes, Loki's eyes have been like a big thing, obviously. So like, this more makes me think that he's like covering it up so that people don't think he's a demon or whatever, or like cursed child. But yeah, he kind of embraces it like a lot. You know what I mean? Like when we meet him, he's like, I'm gonna destroy the world. Like, I'm gonna start all this shit. And like, if he's trying to cover up the curseness, I don't know, imagine that would be the exact reason. So there might be another thing that is the reason for like these eyes.
Well, I think he's like saying, like, he's like leaning into the I'm gonna destroy the world thing, is because like he does like deep down feel bad about it, but this is like his coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Where he's like, well, if everyone says it, I guess it must be true. I might as well just go with it, type of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe like Luffy later in the arc will show them like, hey, look, he's not really such a bad guy. And I also think maybe one of the reasons he's covering his eyes now is maybe that's part of the curse, is like, I don't know if maybe like Estrid was like cursed a while ago, and then that's why Loki turned out like this, and then like, oh, maybe like looking into Loki's eyes causes like these bad things to happen around him.
Maybe.
And maybe he thought like, oh, if I cover my eyes, like I'll be able to like stop all this kind of stuff.
I had heard theories of like that he might have like crazy future sight. I mean, we saw a future sight feat of him a couple chapters ago when like he also sensed Chopper coming down and Gabon.
Yeah.
So I mean, it might have to do with something like that. Maybe he can see into the future and he knows that he is supposed to like destroy the like.
If he could do that, he could see really far into the future.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It might even be like as good as Charlet's, but like maybe he can see either more clearly or maybe he sees less clearly. Like, who knows? And that maybe that's why he bandaged his eyes, is because like he doesn't want to see into the future or whatever. But you know, that's all kind of.
Or maybe not probably. One of the last things I want to say is Harden's kind of an asshole also, right? Like the more and more this arc goes on, the less and less I've been sympathizing with him. Like, his mom was like, hey, don't you want to meet your brother? And he's like, no, fuck that kid. It's like, Jesus Christ, bro. It's not his fault for being born. It's not his fault for like your dad leaving your mom either. Like,
yeah,
go
but
meet
like
the kid.
You know, this is like a classic like thing in fiction and like storytelling where like the older brother doesn't want to accept their like younger stepbrother because they like feel like their parents are gonna
because
like,
he's a racist and a purist. Like, yeah.
Is he? Is Haruden the racist and purist? I feel like he's the mixed one.
Yeah. But I mean, he's the one that's not accepting of other people. Look, he just wants love. He's literally crawling back up a mountain just to get like some kind of love and attention.
Well, at least his mom is saying that it's awful while squeezing his old cheeks there. But
I mean, she's the best one in this chapter. She's the one that knows what she's talking about.
She definitely is. I feel like I don't know what's gonna happen to her because we haven't seen. I mean, it said that this other lady died, right? Or like she collapsed. I don't know if that necessarily.
She died from her illness from giving birth.
Yeah. That's not what it sounds like. But I don't know what ends up happening to Ida. I mean, we don't see her on Elbaf, right? And King Harald's gone. Like, you would think that the queen would take over.
No, she must be dead somehow.
Right? Or, like, I guess she's not, like, the queen because they, like, refused to be, like, not royal blood. But, and then Loki obviously couldn't take the throne because he's all in jail. But
he's all chained up in the underworld and a curse to society. Yeah, that whole thing.
that whole deal. So, I mean, I wonder if she dies in this, and then maybe that sets up, or she gets captured by the world government or something. Like, I wonder how this is going to translate or transition to Harald interacting with the world government, because we know that Emu said that Harald made like a grave mistake. So, like, I feel like the world government's going to get involved, like, in the next couple chapters here.
I mean, it has to. Like, in this last page, we see Harald like, oh, I just want to do these, like, diplomatic things, but then the world government's, like, blocking me from doing these things. So I feel like he's going to try to make some, like, deal with the devil type of thing, and then that's where it's going to backfire on him.
Yeah.
I think his intentions are going to be good of trying to make a deal with the government, and then Emu's going to somehow try to turn that on him to get like control of Elbaf and get their power.
Yeah, I feel this almost reminds me a little bit of the Doflamingo situation. I mean, I think that was a little bit more forced, but when King Riku is like trying to be the good guy, but then he doesn't get Dami Reversi, but he gets like controlled by the strings, right? It's like almost a similar situation where maybe Harald goes crazy, but this is different because Loki kind of stops him in his tracks, but then everybody else believes that like Loki's the bad guy. So I think Oda uses like similar techniques and is doing like a nice little switch up here. But
yeah, I could definitely see that. Overall, though, I think this was a good chapter, but it was more a lot of like exposition, just getting into the flashback. I feel like we're gonna get a few more flashback chapters. Like I don't know if it's gonna be as long as like Bonnie's or Odin's flashback, maybe like 4 or 5 chapters total.
Yeah.
But overall, pretty good. And I don't have to lie this time.
Yeah.
There is a break next week. It says it on the page.
It says it there. Watch the chapter come out and we'd be like...
And we just look like idiots still.
Well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for being here. And let us know your theories in the comments about baby Loki. Is he strongest baby to ever live? Do you think Loki
is he really that fugly? Or is he that strong?
Yeah, what's up with his eyes? Is he got like the Sharingan, or is that guy ugly, dude?
We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.